A beautiful summer day, June 28th, 1973. It's probably about 6 o'clock in the evening. Michael's arriving. There wasn't all that much to do for about the first 45 minutes. That was always a very enjoyable part of the evening for everyone who worked there. Get a nice cup of coffee, sit down, look at the racing form. There's where we used to always congregate, at the table in the back. We'd have about 45 minutes till things started to get a little busy. This film, I might add, might never have been made because the Chef Johnny Paparelli, told me that he didn't want the film made. He didn't want a movie camera in the kitchen. But I took a chance. I didn't have to work that night, only Michael did. I took a chance and followed people around and just kept the camera rolling. And Johnny didn't do anything after that. I think he was all bark and no bite. He was a good guy. And a great chef. Well, we're getting ready for the evening now. Yeah. Stayed daylight till about 8:30 at night. Even the evenings were hot though. No air conditioning in the kitchen, as you can see with the windows open. There's Angelo, the kitchen foreman. Angelo is from Ponce, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico! Look at all the... Oh, too quick. There's Marcos in the background. Oh, there's Pio. He was a lot of fun. He could juggle dishes and never break them. There's Willie the whistling waiter. We called him that because every time he came from the dining room through the swinging doors into the kitchen, he used to always whistle while he was coming in. Make sure no one would run into him with the dishes. Oh, and there's Bob, the car parker, doorman. Parking lot is filling up. Oh, and there's a bird's eye view of the train going south to Bayhead from the kitchen. That's what we saw every night. Beautiful summer evening. Late afternoon. Get back to work, fellas. Stop looking out the window. Oh, there's that gross slop hole that we would put all the food to be thrown away into. Those are all the macaroni bowls in the background. Oh, there's Bob out in the parking lot. A boxer's crouch. Bob used to box when he was in the Marine Corps. Bob's from Chicago. Works at Monmouth Park here in Oceanport, New Jersey in the summer, and works in Florida in the winter. I think Angelo had a couple beers for everybody. Angelo was the only man I knew who could carry about 5 bottles of beer in each hand. It was incredible. He'd come into the kitchen at the height of the evening's work and ask if anyone wanted a beer, and he'd be carrying about 10 beers at once. Never saw him break one or drop one. We used to keep our beer or whatever up on that little ledge above the sink. Look at all the different vats used for macaroni sauce. About 10 different types of sauce you could have on your pasta. There's Cookie with the glasses. She's the bartender's wife. Oh, that's the upstairs bathroom looking outside, down in the parking lot. Most of the hired help lived upstairs at the Continental. Back down to the kitchen again. Julio. Oscar. Oscar was making a rum cake. There he is on the left. There's Willie in the kitchen again with another stack of dirty dishes. They come one after the other. Oscar. Pocho. That was his nickname. We said, well, Oscar, I might add, is from Argentina. Why do they call you Pocho? And he said that was like the Argentinian equivalent to being called Buddy. Nickname. Put soap, boys, put soap. That industrial strength soap would make your skin peel off your hands. Michael's going a lot quicker washing dishes here than he was earlier in the night. They really pile up fast come about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And they keep coming like that until about 11:15. Usually the waiters would take the last order about maybe about that time, 11:15, 11:30 at the latest for dessert. Yeah, we're busy here. Michael's got a nice soda on top of the sink. Notice his sweatband on his head. Got awfully hot and humid in that kitchen at night. Yeah, June 28, 1973. The summer of the Watergate hearings in Washington. The Mets won the pennant and went to the World Series that year before losing to Reggie Jackson and the Oakland Athletics. There's one of the cooks. He didn't want to be photographed. Some of these people here were illegal aliens. So they didn't want to be filmed, a few of them. Most of them didn't mind, though. There's the little pantry room in between that Michael came from, in between the kitchen and the dining room. Everyone in this film got filmed, except for the boss, Frank. He didn't want to be filmed. You'll only see a very quick glimpse of him. As you can see out the window, it's nighttime now. We're well into the evening. That's Marcos next to Michael. He was from Ecuador. He was a good kid. I liked him. More food for the customers. There's Oscar again. Oscar was the salad man and the dessert man. He used to make the salads and make the rum cake. And he made a terrific rum cake too. There's Willie with the wine. That's how he used to whistle when he'd bring the dishes in. There's Mario Paramonte. Looks like we're getting time to have a break here. Towards the middle of the evening, like about 10 o'clock, 10:30, the chefs would ask us what we want to eat, and we'd tell them. They'd prepare our food for us, and we'd go back to the table. Hey! Oh, here's Pio imitating Hitler. Pio was terrific. Look at his hair. Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! Now he said he was imitating a gay Hitler. Sieg Heil! Now he's imitating Groucho, the Groucho walk. Now he's a magician. See the cigarette? Where did it go? It's in my mouth. Now where did it go? Disappeared. Not to my left, not to my right. There it is. Oh, he's Groucho again. He really stole the show, Pio did. Oh, Michael has to use the John down in the basement. Oh, there's somebody in there. More salvesa. Salvesa. Looks like the night is winding down a little bit here. Yeah, there's Bob the carman coming in, scrounging for food. Pretty soon we'll get our break here and be able to go back to the table and eat. I already mentioned that I didn't have to work this night, so I filmed everything. There's Joe the bartender with his wife, Cookie. Nice couple. They're from Florida, Hollywood, Florida. Ah, there's Silvestro making Michael's pasta. Time to eat. The best time of the night. Dig in, Michael. What will it be? White clam sauce, red clam sauce, mushroom sauce, meat sauce? We usually ate about 10:30 in the evening. All kinds of goodies were up there on the stove. more than I care to mention. There's Johnny, the chef. Oh, and there's Mario Paramonte. Look at him. He looks a little odd to you. I might add he was in a mental institution some years back. There he is. So we all kept an eye on him. I used to have an old menu from the Continental from when this film was made, the summer of 1973, but I don't know what happened to it. I like to compare the prices then as compared to now. There, everybody's getting a chance to eat now. Towards the end of the evening, when everyone is cleaning up, I'll make an appearance in this film. I'll come through the back door. The Continental often used to get visitors at night, either friends of me or friends of Michael, friends of the owner. There's Pio again. Now he's portraying a tired waiter. A tired waiter who can barely make it. Oh, those Italian string beans were good. And zucchini. Look at Michael laughing in the background. Angela says, come on boys, I got to go to Asbury Park. Yeah, we're cleaning up now. No more customers. But look at all the work that we have waiting for us after we're done eating. Scrub everything down, make it clean. Well, here we are outside. The cars are leaving. Customers are getting into their Lincolns and Mercedes and going home with a full meal under their belt. Continental. Here we are taking the garbage out. I think that's Julio or Marcos. By the way, in case you're wondering, altogether at the Continental there were about 30 garbage cans that had to be taken out. Every Wednesday and every Sunday night, about 30 cans. The garbage men would have a hard time of it the next morning. Frank would always give them a few beers. It'd be very hot and humid the next morning taking the garbage. Time to put all the cups and saucers away. Angela taught Michael how to do that. Put them all in your apron. Oh, watch out, fellas. Don't collide. In the pantry. Boy, that was heavy. Yeah, Michael was a hard worker. Now we're getting towards the very end of the evening. After we take the garbage out, after Michael, that is, took it out, there isn't much left to do other than mop the floor and get paid. It was hard work, but Michael and I had a lot of fun working there. The pay was decent, and we always ate terrific gourmet French and Italian cuisine. Oh! Last chore of the night, mopping. Plus we had a lot of fun. The people we worked with were a lot of fun. And you couldn't beat the food there. We had a good time. There's Jeff. Oh, there's Frank in the background. There he is. Back of the head. That's the only shot you'll see of the boss. He didn't want to be filmed. You can always roll this film back when you're looking at it at home if you want to see Frank again. Michael's mopping. We're coming towards the end of the evening now, the very end of the evening. There's Cookie, saying good night, boys, taking her radio upstairs. There aren't too many people left in the kitchen now. Other than Angelo here. Oh! That's down in the basement, the cellar. Most of the help that worked at the Continental at this point in the evening in the film are upstairs, getting showered and cleaned up, getting ready now to go out on the town to the Inkwell or to the Brighton or wherever they went. And it sure did feel good to take a nice cold shower in the evening after working there. Look at all those dishes. It was easy to put on weight when you worked at the Continental. There's Willie and his friend going out the door. They're going to the Inkwell. Oscar. To the Inkwell. Good night, boys. Good night, Marcos. Here I am, Gregory, 1973, coming to visit. I was attempting to grow a beard here, wearing my old army jacket. Very good. Muy bueno, muy bueno. Make a lot of money tonight, Angelo. Time to get paid. Right, Mike? There we are. $15. 10 of 12. The evening is over. Good night, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this film. Here are the credits. Chef Johnny Paparelli, Oscar the Salad Man, Willie the Whistling Waiter, Silvestro, one of the cooks, Aldo the waiter, Cookie, the bartender's wife, I forget his name, another waiter. He's a veteran. Ah, and Angelo. Julio. Charlie. Another cook. Oh, and there's Bob's friend Richie, the other doorman. There's Pio. Pio stole the show. There's Marcos. He can't believe he's on television. And Bob. Don't lose too much at the racetrack. There's Gregory, the cameraman. Let's have a round of applause for the cameraman. And Joe, the bartender. All bartenders are named Joe. And his wife. Oh, my man's got a big cigar there. And the star of the film, Michael Todd. That is all. The following film you're about to look at is from September 9 of 1973, a historic night. It is the very last night working at the Continental. Closing night. 3 months later, 2.5 anyway, after the film that you just saw, Mario Paramonti, Captain. Everyone's in a good mood. There's Michael pointing to September 9, 1973. 1973 calendar. There's me, the cameraman, Gregory. Cameraman from the previous film anyway. Michael is filming me here. This is the last night that we ever worked there. Oscar. We were all in a good mood because it was the last night. Here I'm eating zucchini. As they say in England, you've got a long pair of sideballs, mate. Ah, here we are in the bar. Joe the bartender. Frank Graziano, the owner of the Continental, was kind enough, after the customers all left, to open the bar up for all the employees, and everyone drank free on the house. That was great. And that was very nice of him. There's me in the darkness, drinking a beer. Ah, here we all are going to the Inkwell. Irv in the background with Richard, and me, Gregory, in the front. The old Inkwell. The corner of Brighton and 2nd Avenue in West End. Gregory, Irv, and Richard. Oh, those were the days. Arriving at the Inkwell.